Presiding Officer. Just for clarity, ano pong relevance nung video na ipinakita ni Attorney Zuleika Lopez? Sinasabi po ba ng depensa na yung mga alleged threats o alleged incitements ni VP Duterte ay prompted nung detention ni Attorney Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a systematic oppression made by the House of Representatives dating back from their even before their mini trial, Your Honor. The committee headed by Representative Joel Chua began investigating the Vice President and her people, even when Attorney Zuleika Lopez was being interviewed by the House Committee of Quadcom Committee, Your Honor. Even if she was answering the questions faithfully and to the best of her ability, she was cited in contempt, detained. Her lawyer was not allowed. Her lawyer was not allowed to be with her when they were trying to detain her in the Women's Correctional Facility, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Presiding Officer, Counsel for the Defense, position po ba ng depensa na pwedeng palampasin ng alleged grave threats kung may masasabing lehitimong dahilan para magbanta?
Your Honor, that is not the point.
No. Mr. Presiding Officer, I am making a point through my question and I am asking the good counsel for the defense dahil sinabi nila there was a systematic oppression that yes, yan po ang nag-prompt nung alleged grave threats and alleged incitements ng Vice President na prompt po ng detention ni Attorney Lopez na kanyang inilarawan sa ipinakitang video kanina. Kaya itinatanong ko kung yan ba ang posisyon ng depensa na pwedeng okay lang or pwedeng tanggapin ang grave threats kung may masasabing lehitimong dahilan para magbanta.
Yes, Your Honor.
Before Counsel
Yes, Mr. Presiding
responded answers, although he already answered in the affirmative,
You know, Your Honor, I was just referring to before.
we'd like to remind the senator judges to be cautious in making counsels for either party make conclusions of law and fact instead of presenting evidence through a witness they will present or through direct, cross, redirect, or recross. Because if he answers Senator Judge Ontiveros, that would effectively place on record a conclusion of fact and law, not drawn from a witness, which they can very well do so during their closing remarks. And when I allow him to speak by way of repartee to the peroration yesterday and discussion yesterday by counsel for the prosecution. But other than that, as agreed with some of the senator judges, we would try to limit the answers of the counsels for the parties. With your indulgence, Senator Judge Ontiveros, please.
I submit, Mr. Presiding Officer, may I just in closing make of record that I also appreciated and also submitted to the ruling of the Presiding Officer yesterday because I appreciated that it partook of the history of impeachment proceedings in this court. Pinag-aralan ko rin po ng maigi ang mga nakaraang mga impeachment trials at di hamak na pati noon naging liberal ang pagpapahintulot nila sa mga katanungan ng mga senator judges para lang mas maliwanagan ang iba't ibang punto. So I again thank the good presiding officer and again reiterate my submission to his ruling and thank the good counsel for the defense for his response.
We thank Senator Ontiveros for indulgence and understanding.
So paano nagsimula yung investigasyon na na-involve ka? Were you from the start o hindi? At written instructions ba to? O sinabi, oy, may investigasyon tayo. Just konting clarity, paano na-umpisa yung specific investigation? And was it based on the November 3 video? Tama ba?
November 23, Your Honor.
Okay.
It all started I received a phone call, sir, from my executive officer that there is a video wherein there is a statement given by the Vice President, which is classified as threat, and I was tasked and assigned to investigate the case, sir.
Okay. So basically, ganun yung pagkasabi, na I'm tasking you to look at the video, investigate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you working alone or with a group?
With a group, Your Honor.
NBI group?
Yes, Your Honor.
And was this, is there an interagency also or just purely NBI?
Don't have personal knowledge. Maybe our chief, sir, has the
Okay.
knowledge on that, sir.
Yes. No, that's all I asked for naman, yung personal knowledge.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, pakiulit mo yung sinabing, how exactly sinabi sa'yo na, tignan mo yung video, imbestigahan mo, or may statement? So,
To be specific, sir, as far as I remember, may statement si Vice President regarding the November 23 press conference na kung saan may pagbabanta na naganap,
Okay.
pakiimbestigahan.
pakiimbestigahan. So, ganun ka-general. May
Yes, po.
pagbabantang naganap, pakiimbestigahan.
Yes po.
And you proceeded by watching the video.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you watched the video, you got to the part na may pagbabanta.
No, Your Honor, I first don't know which part of that.
So, you watched the whole video, of course.
First, the clippings, Your Honor.
Okay.
Then, I look for the whole video, Your Honor.
Then you watched the whole video.
Yes, Your Honor.
And thank you for your honesty. So, after the clipping, tapos the whole video, what did you do next? You reported or you made your recommendations? I don't understand the process lang kasi.
Upon identifying the whole video, I informed my executive officer that I identified the video, Your Honor.
And then yung sinabi mo yesterday, then you started looking for patterns. That's why you looked at yung dating mga video ni Vice President.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you started investigating the threat against the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you investigate the threat against the Vice President?
We tried, Your Honor.
How did you try?
It is included in our letter to the Vice President, Your Honor. That's why we're inviting her to proceed to our office to investigate the threats to her life, Your Honor.
How about the vlogger who asked her about Oplan or whatever they call that, Romanov? Did you invite them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did they testify?
The Princess Maui did not appear, Your Honor.
Did not appear. Did you also look for previous videos that are threatening to the Vice President?
We look on the Romanov part, Your Honor.
Okay.
But we identify a different person who first mentioned the Romanov, Your Honor.
Did you coordinate with the PSG?
I have no personal knowledge, Your Honor.
You yourself?
Yes, Your Honor. Maybe our chief, Your Honor.
Yeah. But you are aware that the primary responsibility of protecting both the President and the Vice President is the PSG.
Yes, Your Honor.
So isn't it fair to say that any investigation against a threat to the First Family, the President, or the Vice President, you would normally ask the PSG if they received any threat?
I have no personal knowledge, Your Honor.
No, I'm asking, hindi ba normal sa investigation kung sino yung primary agency na taga-protekta na lumalaban dun sa threat ay tatanungin natin?
Yes, Your Honor.
So bakit hindi tinanong ng NBI ang PSG? Or in your case, why didn't you ask the PSG?
Maybe it can be answered by our chief, Your Honor.
No, I'm not. I will ask your chief also. I'm asking you, when they said, look at this, you looked at other videos, you tried to get Princess Maui, you tried to get the Vice President, but you didn't contact the PSG for the First Lady, for the President, and for all you know, the PSG will tell you right there and there, the threat is real, or the PSG will say, politika lang yan. Diba? Both the Vice President and the President are protected by the PSG. So why wasn't, so nakalimutan lang or wala sa procedure nyo, or...
Your Honor, there is already a statement from the National Security Council, Your Honor, that it is an active threat, Your Honor. That's why we start investigation.
Yes, and the primary group that will know if it's an active threat is the PSG. So if this was the United States, it will be the Secret Service. So whether the FBI or the CIA, state troopers, the federal marshals, kung sino man mag-iimbestiga, parati nilang tatanungin yung Secret Service. So I'm just curious why we did not ask the PSG input.
Kindly wind up, Senator Cayetano. Senator
Okay.
Cayetano.
So my last question is, how did you characterize the threat of the Vice President to the President? Given that ang exact words niya, huwag kang mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi may kinausap na akong tao, sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako. So that would be fair to you and not vague, no? Did that phrase, kapag pinatay ako, have any bearing in your investigation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was that bearing or thoughts in your mind?
First of all po, dun sa statement, may nakausap na po. It already took place before pa yung mangyari yung meeting. And nung
Excuse
condition...
me, I'm not talking about yung may kinausap
Opo.
na para pumatay. Ang sinasabi ko yung sinabi niya na pag pinatay ako.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did that affect your investigation?
There is a condition na kapag pinatay siya. But as we can see, it's only applicable if there is only two parties. The statement make a loophole wherein a third party can use that na kapag namatay si BP, ma-execute ngayon yung statement ni BP na may nakausap na siya without the participation of the one mentioned, the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker of the House, Your Honor.
That's fair. But what I'm saying is that in your reports, did you characterize it as a conditional threat? Kasi kung hindi naman siya pinatay, the logical implication is that there's no threat against the... So I'm not saying it's not illegal, immoral to contract a killer. I'm just trying to follow the logic. Na pag sinabi kong pakukulong kita, Mr. Witness, pag nagsinungaling ka under oath, then it's actually not a threat. It's a legal... I'm just telling you the law, di ba? Pero pag sinabi kong pag hindi ka sumunod sa akin, anuin kita. So that's my last question lang. So how did you characterize that? It wasn't a conditional in your mind because may kinausap na?
Even with or without, sir, it's still considered a threat as long as the
I have no doubt there. I'm just asking, is it a conditional threat?
Based on our affidavit, sir, I believe it's conditional, which...
Based on your affidavit. But your initial assessment, yung personal mo as an investigator, this is an investigation of the whole NBI, but yung personal mo.
The threat is absolute, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Sa mga punto pong inyo pong nakuha dito sa naging cross-examination ng depensa po dito sa testigo.
Yes. Ang sa akin, Jade, no, ang naka-bolster doon sa kanila is yung yung statement ng ang cross-examination ng mga defense lawyer nila regarding doon sa fact na bakit ang issue on private complainant, no? Kasi bakit ang NBI ang nag-file na supposedly meron namang private complainant, okay? And at the same time, they were able to show the video of Attorney Zulaika Lopez na nangingiyak-ngiyak. So somehow the context of which is lumabas na yun pala ang pinagmulan, no? And it now will establish the part of the defense later on na convenient po talaga ang buong konteksto. Yun ang dahilan. So it is not considered as parang grave threat, no? It's because of that, merong anger, may frustration, so there is no such thing as betrayal of public trust. So kanina po, nakita rin po natin yung manifestation sa ending ni Attorney Binluan, no? It was a very, very nice closing or statement niya. Because in that particular way, nakita na rin ang defense theory. No? So, hindi siya culpable violation of the Constitution. Hindi siya matawag na betrayal of public trust because it is not that so much culpable, it is not that so much high crime to be constituted as a culpable violation of the Constitution. Kasi, ang rule kasi, bago ka magtanggal ng isang impeachable official, dapat sobrang high crimes na talagang grabing kasalanan, no? Para po magkaroon ng betrayal of public trust and culpable violation of the Constitution. So maganda, no? I would give the points today to the defense, no? I will give the talagang napaghandaan nila Jade, no, ang kaso.
Opo, at doon sa relevance po nitong video ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez, yung Chief of Staff ng Office of the Vice President,
Yes.
Attorney. Kanina tinanong po
Yes.
yan ni Senator Risa Hontiveros kung ano pong relevance at ang sabi pa nga niya, ang tanong po niya sa depensa, ganito, sinasabi po ba ng depensa na yung mga alleged threats or alleged incitements ni VP Sara Duterte ay prompted ng detention ni Lopez? Ano ho yung paliwanag po ninyo dito, Attorney, para po sa kaalaman ng ating mga kababayan?
At mabuti nga na-stop siya ni presiding officer eh. Yan ang problema, no. I am not saying na kapag yung mga line of questioning is by non-lawyer senator judges, wala tayong magawa, no, because the Constitution says sila talaga ang maging senator judges. But medyo kasi ang dating is that trying to lean now to the prosecution. So makikita mo na yung leanings ba? Hindi po maganda yung ganung klaseng katanungan. Na ibig sabihin pala, kung dahil doon yung alleged threat is that wala na yon dahil sa may nangyari, pwede na palang magsalita ng ganun kasi dahil may nasaktan, merong na ganun pangyayari, pwede na magawa ng ganung klaseng threat. Parang ganun ang concept niya. No? So mabuti naman at hindi na patuloy ang pag-explain kasi the defense counsel there had no choice but to answer because ang senator judge ang nagtatanong. Sana kasi ang mga senator judges should not ask the questions from the lawyer. They should ask the question from the witnesses. Yun nga ang dapat eh. Even the local courts natin dito, they ask the questions doon sa witness for purposes of clarificatory questions. The fact na tatanungin mo yung kabila para mapalabas yung theory of defense nila or theory of the prosecution, hindi o tama yun. But, well, it is a sui generis case and anything can be asked now. So, that's what happened, no? So, that's what I see, no? Medyo may overboard talaga yung mga katanungan. Although there are some senator judges na maganda naman ang tanong. Talagang purely clarificatory questions.
Opo, pero nasagot kong kaunti, at least matipid. Pero ang sabi
Matipid.
po, yes, ng depensa ni Attorney Carlo Narvasa, ipiniliwanag niya po
Yes.
na nagkaroon ng systematic oppression o systematic
Yes, yes.
panggigipit ang Kamara sa pagdetinik
Yes.
kay Lopez, at ito ang naging mitsa o nagtulak kay Vice President Sara Duterte
Yes.
upang mabitawan po niya yung mga kontrobersyal na pahayag at pagbabanta sa buhay po ng Pangulo, First Lady at
Yes.
House Speaker.
Exactly, and he is being probed to answer the question na, so ibig mo sabihin, kapag may nangyari na ganyan, pwede na palang mag-threaten? Mabuti na stop yung diyang portion, no? Kasi tama man yung theory ng defense na, but because of the systematic or yung widespread attack against the BP, siyempre tao lang, gagalit, tsaka nangyari, bago lang, nakapagsalita ng ganon, no? So, parang, remember mo yung speech ni Binluan, do not look at her as a vice president, look at her as Sara Duterte na ina na may mga anak. Doon po ang punto nila. So, yun po ang parang narrative, no? Mabuti na lang when pressed to answer more by Senator Risa Hontiveros na ibig sabihin, pwede pa na gawin yun, at least na-stop, no?
Opo.
Hindi nasagot na mabuti.
Kaya nga nagpaalala po si Presiding
Yes.
Officer Chis Escudero sa mga senator judges ukol nga doon sa tamang pagtatanong sa mga abogado
Yes.
hinggil sa mga tanong ng fact and law. Yan pong sabi niya. So sa tingin niyo po ba
Yes.
na lilito po yung ating mga senator judges kung ito ba ay legislative inquiry o isang formal na paglilitis?
Ano yan they're trying to repair something that they feel na parang na-damage. Yun ang pangit kasi ito nga ang maganda sa, ito yung sabi ko nga na in a impeachment hearing like this na meron talaga political leanings, they would tend to somehow help, no? The other part. Hindi ko sinasabing sa part of the prosecution, even the part of the defense. Alan Peter Cayetano is also trying to kahit papaano, malata mo makikita mo. Dapat sana kasi ang questions and clarifications only directed to the witness for purposes of clarifications. Tapos yung mga manifestations na ganun, hindi dapat galawin ang mga counsel for the prosecution or defense. Kasi that would be unfair. Kasi magsasalita yan sila, magsasagot yan sila, sasabihin nila yung theory nila, and try to kung mag-fix sila ng question, makita ng prosecution o ng lawyer, ay, yun pala ginamin niya, sasagutin ka agad kasi it's quick to respond, no? So, but that's the problem because this is impeachment proceedings, hindi po ito regular courts, no? So, ibig sabihin, well, we cannot blame that kung ina-allow din ng presiding officer.
Opo. Pero doon kay Kalilong, yung testigo po, motu proprio na investigasyon, inamin po niya na nag-iimbestiga sila ng motu proprio o kahit walang formal na reklamo. At sinabi rin po niyang independente sila pero sa ilalim po ng DOJ o Department of Justice. Sa tingin po ninyo, pabor po ba ito sa depensa para palabasing kulay politika? May kulay politika ang kaso o normal lang sa proseso po ng NBI?
Yes po. Alam mo, maganda sana na press pa yun ng konti, no? So, you mean to say na independent kayo, walang nagko-control sa inyo. Parang gano'n, no? And when you say motu proprio on your own, you could do it, nobody is directing you. No? But of course, maganda rin yung cross ni Attorney Narvasa kanina dahil na-connect niya na kung sino ba yung boss niyo sa taas, di ba? Under Malacanang and everything. But ang pinakamaganda nun, ito nga yung manifestation naman na si Senator Peter Alan Cayetano, pabor doon sa defense, no? In the sense that, question niya, bakit di mo tinanong ang PSG? Kinausap niyo ba ang PSG? Kasi sila man ang nag-take care sa security ng Vice President, President, at saka ng mga Speaker of the House, etc. No? So, bakit hindi ginawa yon? So, with that, somehow it gets to the point na talagang political. Dahil kung dinaan nyo talaga sa proper channels at the proper investigation ng mga lahat po ng mga agencies involved, kasi if it is a national interest, hindi lang NBI. It should involve the National Security Council, involve the Army, i-involve dapat ang PSG, NBI, everyone, magkaryat kagad ng task force, no? But wala isa lang talaga at it's still under the Executive Department kay BBM. Pero may add lang ako, Jada, I might forget ba? May nakita kasi ako doon na ina-emphasize kanina na hindi na-gets ng ano ba. Noong sinabi kasi ni BP Inday na kapag papatayin, huwag ka mag-alala sa security ko kasi pag papatayin nila ako, may kinausap na ako para ganito, papatayin din sila. Okay. Yung term na pag security ko at pag ako ang papatayin, bakit hindi nila inimbestigahan ng mabuti? Yun ang pinupunto doon dapat na dapat you have to have equal investigation on that matter, no? So they said an invitation to come, yun lang, no? So ibig sabihin, kulang doon na aspect, no? Parang ibig sabihin, to be fair, dapat both parties were investigated kung bakit sinong papatay sa kanya. Kasi kung ma-prove na ang papapatay sa kanya o mag-Operation Romanov is somebody linked also to the side of the administration, baka medyo mapagbigyan ng desisyon, no? So ibig ko sabihin po, no, hindi na touch yun, na concentrate po kasi ang investigation ng NBI against BP rather than about her security kung sino man ang involved, no? So it's against BP because githreaten niya si Marcos, si si Liza as well as si Martin Romualdez. So, parang ganun ang na-emphasize doon sa situation na yon. And when he was asked kung conditional or absolute, ba talagang straight from his mouth, absolute threat yun. Okay.
Opo. Pero ang tanong, isa pa sa mga naging medyo na-highlight po doon, attorney, bakit NBI
Yes.
yung nagsampa, nagreklamo against Vice President Sara Duterte? Bakit hindi si PBBM, FL Liza, at the dating speaker, which is yun sana yung subject ng great threats, no? Nitong impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. At saka inamin din ng testigo na hindi niya isinama nga doon sa kanyang affidavit ang mga pahayag ng Pangulo, ng FL Liza at the dating speaker. Sa tingin ho ba ninyo, isa po itong malaking butas po para sa para sa chain of evidence ng prosecution?
Malaking butas talaga ito siya in the sense that kailangan talaga na yung offended party should also at least execute man lang ng affidavit. Wala eh. Talagang wala nun. Wala sa First Lady, wala kay Bongbong, wala din doon kay Martin Romualdez. Ibig sabihin, yung statements nila alone would not suffice. Kailangan there must be a public document that supports the fact that nagrereklamo sila, that they are threatened, that's why magrereklamo sila. But there's none, no? And they cannot say that it is a public crime because we still believe that that threat is personal, no? So, but, of course, they are working it on the theory na parang involved ang national interest, kaya pwede na kaming NBI. That is the main reason. Nung tinanong sa kanya, meron na bang na-convict? Sabi po niya, wala pa. Pero the proper term is wala, no? Hindi talaga nangyari. Walang conviction. Kasi hindi nga makakonvict yung ganung bagay dahil nga wala yung testimony ng offended party. Very important po yung na-intimidate sila because of that. So there's none. Walang affidavit that we were intimidated, that we doubled up our security because of that, etc., etc. They're confident. They knew for a fact that it is political. And they knew for a fact that it was out of frustration and anger. That's why, kung talagang na-intimidate sila, dapat din, they have bolstered their security and executed an affidavit na sila mismo ang magrereklamo. But they did not.
Opo.
So yun, look, kahit na po sana si FL na lang, hindi man siya public officer, kahit na si First Lady na lang, or even si former Speaker Martin Romualdez, no? Para at least man, na mayroon sana. Pero wala, they did not do it. They did not mind it. So binaliwala nila. Ibig sabihin, they're not intimidated. Di ba?
Opo.
That is yung crucial point doon.
Teka muna. Akala nyo matatakasan nyo ang flood control scandal? Akala nyo matatakasan nyo yung pananagutan ninyo?
Back to main issue tayo.
Ay, hindi.
Back to main issue.
Kasi kapag tuwing may nagtatangka na ito ay makalimutan ng mga Pilipino, bumabalik naman ang baha sa kanilang mga bahay para magpaalala na, hoy, mas importante ito. Kasi dito, pwede kayong malunod. Pwede kayong mawala ng tahanan. Pwede kayong
mamatay dito.
Mamatay.
Oo, nangyayari yan.
Eh, yan ang mas importante, di ba? Kaya dapat yung priority, kapag tayo ay nasa social media, tingnan din natin kung sino ba yung mga tao na ang gusto ay kalimutan na itong flood control na ito.
Yan ang markahan natin.
Ayan, oo. Sinong mga, halimbawa, senador, ang gusto ay kalimutan na natin ang flood control.
Tako.
Sinong mga congressman na ngayon ay mas importante sa kanila ang ibang bagay kumpara sa kapakanan ng mga mamamayan na lumulubog sa baha?
Kagabi, bigla
Eto
nagpaalala ng mga katalagahan.
Ayan, ano ba nangyari kagabi?
Hindi mo
Kahapon.
mapigil.
Pakita.
Ito po, mga
Yan?
kababayan.
Yan ba yon?
Saan lugar ito?
Sa Quezon City lang
Don
yan.
Antonio Holy Spirit Drive.
Wow!
Malapit po yan sa Batasang Pambansa.
Wala pang bagyo niyan, ha?
Oho.
Talaga naman, oo.
Kuha po yan ni Edmar Bapud Rocha. Ang location po, Don Antonio Holy Spirit Drive.
Naku
Baha
po.
po yan, kagabi.
Oo.
Saan pa? Ito po, hindi nyo makalimutan
Batasan
yan.
Hills. Naku po,
Barangay Batasan Hills.
Hindi pa ba kayo na kinikilabutan dyan?
Oho.
Batasan Hills, ibig sabihin, malapit po ito sa opisina ng mga congressman.
Sa Batasan mismo.
Oo.
Kaya pala naglalaro, puro bata eh.
Oo, bata.
Puro nagtampisaw
Ay, naku
ang mga
po.
bata.
Talagang ipinapaalala, no?
Oho.
Eh, hindi natin makakalimutan talaga ang baha at
Huwag
hindi
nyo
tayo
kaming
makakalayo dyan.
Ay, nako,
ito
sabi
parang
niya-
dagat.
Sabi niya, wala pang nananagot sa amin eh.
Oo.
Ito naman, nako, Malabon City, Nason.
Aha.
Tunsuya, Corner, Kadima, Malabon City.
Naku, grabing bahaya, no?
Kuha po naman yan ni Samboy Ortega. Sige, paano niya ipipikit ang inyong mata dyan? Ito po, Malabon City Government. Kuha nila yan. Saan lugar ito? Dyan sa paligid po ng Malabon. Baka sabihin nila, hindi, dati nang baha talaga dyan eh. Yan. Ito naman ay sa Valenzuela City.
Nako, Sherwin Gatchalian, no?
Lugar ito
Bumaba,
ng ating Senate President,
Nako po.
SP.
Oy, nagpapaalala yung flood control sa atin, no?
SP, huwag nyo akong kalimutan ng baha.
Nako.
Bagay, umuwi pa ba si SP sa Valenzuela?
Baka sa Quezon City na.
Ayun na nga. Eto pa po, Commonwealth Avenue.
Commonwealth yan?
Ayan,
Parang ilog eh.
Kuha ba yan Erno Bringas?
Mukha nga, nakamotor eh.
Kasi si Erno Bringas,
Ayan, oo.
galit na galit kagabi.
Hindi nga ang daming hindi nakauwi dyan eh.
Oo.
Oo.
Oh.
Grabe.
Buti na lamang yung motor ni Erlo nako-convert na jet ski.
Wow.
Nakakabili pa lang na ganyan ngayon.
Ayos
Convertible eh.
Talaga naman,
Kapag ka bumaha, sana nga makaimbento kayo. Mga motorcycle manufacturer, pwede bang sa Pilipinas nako-convert sa jet ski yung mga motor na nabibenta ninyo? Di ba?
Ano
Yan
pa?
ang nangyari.
Matindi. Ano pa yan?
Saan pang
Meron
lugar? Ang mga kuha po ng mga netizen yan.
Metro Manila lang yan dyan, ha?
Opo.
Di pa natin sinama yung sa probinsya.
Ang buhos ng ulan kagabi, wala pang 30 minuto. Nelson, ha?
Sandali nga lang
Sandali lang po.
paano pa kung nandyan na yung bagyo? Kasi si Super Inday dyan, yung bagyo, Super Typhoon, bagamat hindi yan direct hit sa Philippines, magpapahahatak nga daw ng ng habagat eh.
At saka yung, yung localized thunderstorms.
Ayun. At kapag ka nandyan siya, dahil sa lakas niya, at habang nagtatraverse, lumalakas din yung habagat na yan.
Yes.